committee, whether it is another board, whether it is directorship of another department, they have critical, important roles that they are meant to fulfill. How can you ensure that these roles are fulfilled if the positions are being used as political ammunition? And I think that could be the bigger question here. That there's work to be done in the development of the country. That there are things and processes that need to happen on a daily basis. Now, if I'm appointing somebody politically for the loyalty that they've shown to me or shown to my political positioning, how can I ensure that the greater responsibility that has been placed on some of these directorships and these boards is actually being fulfilled, whereas my intention was not that. My intention was to award loyalty. How can we then ensure that the work is going to be done?
Thank you. You know, I started from that perspective where I'm looking at the big picture. Let's look at the Constitution. Within the preamble, talks about us exercising our alienable right that we can actually determine the leadership that we need to have as a people. Now, I'll take you back to history. During the transition, when we are actually glamoring for 2010 Constitution, we were looking for meritocracy, corrupt-free leaders that can actually transform this country, and we haven't gotten there. Why? Because what we envisaged in the Constitution has not been fully, the spirit and the letter of the Constitution is not being adhered to. And that's where we lose it. If you remember, around 2022 campaigns, people are saying, we want that thief. He is ours. So why will you complain when the thief gets inside and makes those decisions? Same concerns. We had even concerns around papers of some of these leaders. But we did not solve that problem. So Kenyans should actually stop complaining because they easily forget and they're very gullible. That's why they find it very easy to complain, but they should have made the right decision earlier by ensuring that they get the right leaders. Kenya actually suffers from a leadership deficit. The hope that we had in 2002, which we lost in 2007, we have never regained up to today. That transition has never come. We tried to get there. Gen Z were trying in 2024 to bring that change. Again, you know how their vehicle was deflated. So that's why we should not be talking about these matters of where are we drawing the line if we really don't get the common mwananchi to understand the civic duty that you need to elect the right leaders and then hold those leaders accountable. That's where we draw the line. Because even today, look at the qualification of members of parliament. We even have very good professors there. Do they behave like professors in the house? Have they changed anything in this country? That's where the concern comes from. Look at the number of MCS, their qualification. Are they able to hold the governors accountable? Why are we having a problem between the Senate and the governors? These are issues that goes back to the common mwananchi, that you have to take a role in terms of holding leaders accountable. If the mwananchi was doing that, they'll not have a problem with that kind of appointment. But then, of course, there's this crop of Kenyans that believe if you have seen the four walls of a classroom, then you deserve to get such kind of appointment. Or maybe you are not so much educated, you should not have a position in terms of leadership. But those are the very people protected by the Constitution, which brings in everybody and trying to bring in a balance. Our concern should be, how do we enhance accountability for our leaders? If we do that, then today we can even still hold accountable that board to see what changes are they going to make. By then you may be surprised that during his tenure, Mama Lucy may actually even perform better. But then you look at other different sectors, just the same concern. Look at medical negligence. How many cases do we have across of medical negligence? What went wrong? Look at academia. What challenges do we face within that? So there's something that we need to address in terms of our leadership and governance and accountability for the services so that we deliver as opposed to rewarding loyalty.
Daktari.
Yes.
Now that we gave unto ourselves